Hello, today I want to show you the latest Rayforge release 0.13, and since last time somebody had requested that I do a more complete introduction to Rayforge and how to use it, this time I thought I would start a little bit earlier and show exactly all the steps that you have to go through when you first configure Rayforge and to give you a bit of an overview of the overall application. So, what you see on the screen right now is the application as it opens. So at the top you have some icon buttons, here you have the work area, and on the right side you have the panel which currently shows the work plan, where you can also add additional steps, and I will show you how to do that later. Before you can get started, at the first time when you start the application, you have to configure the preferences, and you do that up here at the right top in the preferences item. And you can see that I configured already my laser here, but one new feature actually of this release is that now you can choose between serial connection or the previously already existing network connection. Mine supports network connection, so I use that. But if you want, you can choose serial here, and then you can choose your serial port and the baud rate. And then it should connect immediately. You can see right now mine goes to error. That's because I don't have such a laser connected. And that's why I'm going back to the network connection. For network, you need to enter the IP address of the laser here, and that's it. And you can see already it is connected automatically. Yeah, you also should decide whether you want to enable home on start or not. If it's enabled, then the first time it connects to your laser, the laser head will do auto homing. If not, then you have to remember to press that button with the home symbol in the main user interface every time you want to rehome, so that you don't crash your laser head. Yeah, of course you have to configure the size of your work area. Mine is quite tiny, 120 by 120. Yeah, that's mostly it for the printer. In specialized cases, you can also customize the G-code that is used for enabling air assist or to do the homing, or to have some sort of preamble if required, but most people probably don't want to touch this tab. You do want, however, to configure the frame power here, because by default this is set to 0, which means disabled. Framing is when the laser head drives around the engraving path without actually engraving, so that you can see and position your workpiece properly. Like I said, if it's 0, then this is disabled and the framing feature will not be available. Choose the lowest value that you can, where you can just see the laser. It depends on your laser model, how high that number is. For mine, a value of 10 is fine to see it, but there may be lasers that already cut at this rate, or there may be lasers where you wouldn't be able to see anything, so you have to figure that out for your own laser. Yeah, so configure that. It will make the framing feature available. And of course, the max power, if your printer does not go with the default value of 1000, then you will have to do that. But that would have to be in your printer's documentation or the GRBL settings to figure that out. By default, GRBL uses 1000, so in most cases probably it doesn't need to be changed, but no guarantees. The spot size also depends on your laser specifications, so it depends on the model of your laser. Configure it. It's important when you do raster engraving. Smaller values means the laser has to travel many more lines. but you get higher resolution, and a larger value means less traveling but lower resolution. You cannot actually affect the spot size. You can just tell Rayforge what the physical spot size of your laser is. So with the settings made, then yeah, this is already connected to the device. If you have any problems, you can click on this and you should be able to see some log messages here. Hopefully that would help a bit, but in most cases, or hopefully, you won't have to use this at all. So with it configured, you see now here more buttons active than before, especially the homing button should now work. I clicked mine and you can see here a bit the laser position has traveled around a bit while it was trying to do the homing. But actually I had auto homing already configured, so this was not required. Of course you can still do it whenever you want. Yeah, and then let's get started and try to add a workpiece. I have an example text here. So you see that as soon as I added it, also there's the magenta line that appeared around the black area. This is what the laser will actually engrave. You can hide the workpieces if you want. You can of course add more workpieces if you want as well. For now I'm just hiding it so you can see the path better. And then you can configure the settings for this. You can also hide the work step here. So the first step here is by default this external outline. You can hide it, then you see nothing. Or you can configure it. You can do multiple passes if you want. Can change the power that is used for this step. Change the cut speed, the travel speed, and the assist setting. You can also add additional steps. Let's add an engraving step. And you see now the laser travels everywhere. Let's hide the outline here. And same as before, you can configure the same settings with the power, the number of passes, and so on. That's the same for all operations that you can add to the work plan. So, and now we come to another new feature of Rayforge 0.13, which is when you select a workpiece, then now you have a pop-up where you can more precisely position the piece if you want to. You can of course still use the mouse if you want as well, but you can see it's difficult to position it exactly at the 0 point, so let's do that using the keyboard. And the same you can do, of course, with the width. I'm going to make mine much smaller here, since the aspect ratio is right now very small. The workpiece is hidden. Let's hide this as well. You can see that it stays with the same aspect ratio. Can disable it as well and change the values independently. I'm making this quite tiny now because I want to run a test to show you. Yeah, with everything configured and these pieces visible, this is important, otherwise nothing will be engraved. You have to press the send button and then the machine will start engraving. You can see the button states now changed. There's a pause button and a cancel button as well. And you can see the dot is moving around, so the engraving operation is in progress. Okay, but I'm actually going to cancel this right now. That's it. I don't think there's anything else to say about it. If you have any questions, write a comment. And otherwise, I hope you like the software. Thanks. Bye.